Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 6. Anayoho prakrititvam darshayan swasya tadvara srishtiyadikaranatvam aha. Swasya srishtiyadikaranatvam. Okay, aha. Anayoho prakrititvam darshayan. After showing, explaining the
nature.
Prakrititvam, the nature of the two prakritis, anayoho, para and apara. Basically, anayo is like prakrityo prakrititvam.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that he says the nature of these two natures.
So after showing, maybe we can select the attributes, something like that, symptoms.
Yeah, I get, and the first prakriti is more like the energies.
Right? Yeah, first anayo is the para and apara.
Yeah, so it's the nature of these two energies, basically.
Yeah. Darshan, swasya, and then Krishna is speaking about his him being the karana of creation and so on through tadvara, through para and apara shakti. Tadvara, tayoh dvara, oh sorry, tabhyam dvara. Yeah, tadvara.
Yeah.
Etad yonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya aham kritsnasya jagatah prabhavah pralayastata. एते क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ रूपे क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ रूपे प्रकृति. Okay, para and apara here, kshetra and kshetragya. Rupe prakriti yoni karana bhute yesham. Prakriti yoni karana bhute yesham tani etad yonini स्थावर जंगमात्मकानि सर्वाणि भूतानि इति उपधारय बुद्ध्यस्व. Okay, so O Arjuna, you should understand buddhyasva upadharaya, that all the sarvani bhutani, all the, now bhutani here refers to living entities, and also it's like everything, animate and inanimate. Sthavar and jangamatmakani bhutani,
all things basically,
everything. So sthavar jangamatmakani sarvani bhutani. So tani etad yonini. Etad yonini refers to that these. Go
ahead, sorry.
So all these sarvani bhutani, sthavar jangamatmakani, they have their source in tad, and tad refers to te prakriti, dvivachan. Satetaha te. So ete kshetra kshetragya rupa prakriti yoni karan bhute yesham tani. So tani, those for whom these two prakritis are the yoni. Yoni is equal to karana bhute, the source, and the two prakritis are kshetra, which is the body, and kshetragya is the soul. Ete. Tatra jada prakriti deha rupena parinamate. In that regard, the jada prakriti results, or parinamate is like culminates into deha, the body. Chetana tu madangsha bhuta bhoktritvena, okay, bhoktritvena deheshu pravishya swakarmana tani dharayati. But the consciousness, what is the difference between consciousness and conscience? Like conscience, right?
Conscience is like a moral term.
Okay.
Like when conscience means like the voice in your head that tells you that something is good or bad in Western
Okay.
terms. So it's a little different.
Okay. So the consciousness being Madansha Bhuta, being my part and parcel Ansha, it enters into the bodies as the enjoyer with the as enjoyer bhakti trena, and then after entering swakarmana tani dharayati, tani iti dehadi, deh, basically dehan tani.
Well, we already have Deheshu though. I
So
think
swakarmana tani dharayati,
Tani refers to.
tani kani.
Let me look at the verse real quick.
Bhutani.
Yeah, the Bhutas.
Bhutani.
Basically, I think it basically means the Paraprakriti.
Apara.
But it's Chaitana, right? We're talking about Chaitana now.
No,
So
when we're tani refers to apara, I believe.
Oh, because they're upheld. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tani
So tani
da.
dhare.
Yeah. So Tani is in accusative. Huh? Dvitiya
Hmm.
vibhakti.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
ते च मदीय प्रकृति मत्तः संभूते. ते च साते. This is द्विवचन. ते च मदीय प्रकृति, and that prakriti is mine. Those two prakritis are mine.
They're mine. They
Mattah
come from
sambhute.
me.
And mattah sambhute, they come from me. Mattah sambhute. Again, sambhute is dvivachana.
Mhm.
Sambhuta sambhute. अतः अहमेव कृत्स्नस्य सप्रकृतिकस्य. Is it? Looks like सप्रकृतिकस्य.
Yeah.
अतः अहमेव कृत्स्नस्य सप्रकृतिकस्य जगतः प्रभवः प्रकर्षेण भवति अस्मादिति प्रभवः परम. प्रकर्षेण भवति अस्माद्. ओके, अस्माद् इति प्रभवः param paramam karanam aham ityartha. So I am the prabhava of this entire jagat, kritsnasya jagat,
With Prakriti.
along with
Prakriti. Huh? So
the
Prakritika.
right. Now prabhava is huh?
I was just saying Prakritika because I said
Yeah.
Prakritika, but it's not Swa, it's Sa.
So prabhava is glossed as prakarshena bhavati asmad iti prabhava. So which occurs or which happens from whom? From him.
From me, right? Asmad?
Asmad is idam form, idam.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Asmat is the.
Yeah. So from it, like from him or it. Iti prabhavaha. It's very interesting that Sridhar Swami sometimes he writes or like in Uttama Purusha, if when Krishna is speaking, so he also brings that Uttama Purusha sense in the commentaries, the verbs and all.
Yeah.
And sometimes he uses like the third Prathama Purusha sense.
Well, yeah,
Like
and
in
he's
this
also he's just giving a definition of Prabhava. So Prakarshena Bhavati Bhavatyasmad iti Prabhava. A Prabhava is something from which something comes. Right. That from which something comes is called Prabhava.
Prabhava.
So he's the Param Prabhava. Parama Prabhava. Karana.
And no, actually, yeah, Paramam iti Karanam.
Yeah.
So Paramam refers to Karanam and Ityartha, Aham Ityartha. Tatha praliyate anena iti pralayah sanharta api aham eva iti bhava. Tadha praliyate anena iti. So anena praliyate iti pralaya. So pralaya refers to, what was the
That by
verse?
which something is destroyed. Praliyate anena.
Prabhavaha pralayas. So Krishna is the annihilator, Sangharta api. He is also the annihilator. Sangharta is the clause for pralaya, and pralaya means anena praliyate, by whom
Something
annihilation
is destroyed.
this something is
Right, this could also be bhave, right? Bhave prayoga.
how would you translate then?
Like by whom destruction is done. Because bhave is always singular and atmanepa the ending. I would normally read it the way we just read it, with an implied
Right.
object.
It's very subtle.
Yeah, that's why I ask, because bhave prayoga, it eludes me. I know it's there, but it's like, yeah, I use.
Anena praliyate. Okay, if it's karmani prayoga, then how would you translate it?
With an implied object, like by whom something is destroyed. Like we have a, like kinchit,
Yeah, by whom something is destroyed. And in bhavi prayoga?
By whom destruction is done, because bhave always, it always means the action itself.
Yeah, looks like bhave then. Praliyate. Because bhavo dhatu artha.
Yeah.
So that's prominent here, pralaya. Quite interesting actually that pralaya, generally when we hear the term pralaya, it refers to the action of destruction.
Yeah, like the destruction.
But here pralaya is referring to Krishna, who is the Sangharta.
That's because these kridantas, right? They can have different senses, right? They can mean the karta or they can mean the karana, actual act.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking of the conventional usage of the word pralaya
Yeah.
in that sense. So, iti bhavaha. Yasmadevam tasmad, because it is like this, therefore, is there any short English thing for this? Yasmadevam tasmad.
We would just say therefore. Or you could write because of that, therefore. Like
Okay.
a sentence like that. Yeah. It's not totally weird.
Because of that, therefore.
I would guess that this is Sridhar Swami being merciful, because he's writing Subodhini. So he's writing everything. Whereas, other commentators will just race ahead.
Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam utam. What is the dhatu utam? Protam. Sutre manigana eva. What is dhatu utam?
If I remember right, this is actually a strange word that's derived a little weird.
Oh, in Sandhi?
Yeah, something. I remember reading a commentary where actually the word had to be cited from the Vedas to get the proper meaning, because it's not a normal word. It's like a nipata or something. But maybe not.
It's Vengtantu Santane.
Mm.
Vengtantu Santane.
That makes
sense. It says Ve Sito, but I think Vengtantu Santane. But anyhow, it's Ve Dhatu.
Yeah.
And then
it says kta, right? The kridanta.
Yeah. But then Sankarshana must be happening here.
What is that? Vachiswapi Ajari Sankarshano Kapile?
Which, yeah, looks like that. Vachiswapi Yajadinam Sankarshana Kapile. Yajadi. I think in Yajadi we should check.
Yeah, because Vain Santu Tantane. Tantu Santane is there.
Yeah, it's there. So it's, yeah, so we got it. Prota.
It also says right there, Yajaditvat, because it's a Yajadi.
Yajadi, right. So, yeah, it says here, Yajadi. Interesting. So we get Prota. So, Sutre Manigana Iva. Mattaha Sapara Sarveshwara Yavaranami Uri Ramadesha Sankarshana Sangha, right? Sangha.
Yeah.
Mattaha Sakashat Parataram Shreshtham Jagataha Srishti Sanharayoho Swatantram Karanam Kinchidapi Nasti. So in Mattaha Sakashat, in front of me, in comparison to me, there is Kinchidapi Nasti. There is Kinchit Karanam Nasti. There is no other reason or independent reason. Swatantram Karanam.
Yeah.
This is interesting. There is no Swatantra Karanam. Now, someone may say Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, but they are not like Swatantra Karana.
Yeah.
So, who are the Swatantra Karana of the Srishti and Sanhara of this Jagata? So, Parataram iti Shrishtam. Sthiti hetu api ahameva iti aha mai iti. Okay, so the first line talks of the Srishti and Sanhara part, according to Sridhar Swami. And the second talks of the Sthiti, maintenance. So the cause of the maintenance, Sthiti, is also myself. Krishna is saying, Mayiti. Mai sarvam idam jagat protam gratitam. So this whole world is based on, held, on me, my gratitam, in me, basically, in me, my gratitam. Ashritam iti artha. Ashritam.
Sheltered.
Yeah, sheltered. Drishtanta is spashta, and the example is clear. Sutre Maniganaiva. Jagatah sthiti hetutvam prapanchayati rasoham iti panchavi. Jagatah sthiti hetutvam prapanchayati. So Krishna is explaining more about himself being the cause of the maintenance of this Jagat by these 5 verses beginning with Rasaha. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoh pranavah sarva vedeshu shabdah khe paurusham nrishu. Apsu rasah aham. So even there, the scientist, and do you read that water has no taste?
Yeah.
So Krishna says, Apsu rasah. So even the scientists, they must deny the Kali scientists, Krishna in any form.
Yeah.
So rasa, no rasa in water. So Apsu rasaham, I am the taste of water. Rasa. Rasa. Rasatan matra rupaya vibhutya tadashratvena apsu sthitah aham ityartha. Rasa tanmatra rupaya. Shabda rasa. Rasa is the taste.
Yeah.
So tanmatra rupaya.
And that is the tanmatra of water.
That is
rasa corresponds to water, like touch corresponds to ether, and smell corresponds to ganda. Ganda corresponds to earth. So by the tanmatra rasa, which is his vibhuti, vibhutya,
Tadashrayattvena apsu sthitah.
By being the shelter of that, tadashrayattvena, in water, apsu sthitah, I am situated in water. So I am situated in water as the shelter, or by being the shelter of the vibhuti, which is the tanmatra called rasa. So these are all shashti, huh? No,
Looks like
rupa,
Tritiya.
yeah, it's tritiya, yeah.
Tritiya. In the form of, like in English, or by the form of.
Yeah. So basically, rasa tanmatra rupaya, basically by the form of, in the form of the
Yeah, in the form
tanmatra
of.
rasa, vibhutya, the vibhuti, and then tad refers to that vibhuti, tad ashrayattvena, by being the shelter of that, apsu, in water, stitaha aham ityartha, I'm situated in water, like that.
Tadashrayattvena. Okay. Tatha shashi suryayoh prabhasma. And chandrerke chandrerke cha prakash rupaya vibhutya tadashratvena sthitham ityartha. Same here. So Krishna is situated. I'm situated.
In the sun and the moon, chandre arke. In the form of prakasha rupaya, vibhutya. So in the vibhuti, known as prakasha or light, tad ashrayattvena, it's the same thing.
I'm just trying to understand this tadashratvena.
I think it's tayoho ashrayattvena, by being the, or not tayoho, tasya.
In this case, tayo chandra and arke.
Is it, or is it talking about the prakasha though? Like the vibhuti?
So who is taking shelter of whom here? Krishna of Prakasha, is it?
He's the ashraya.
He's the Ashraya of Prakasha.
Yeah, that's what I think. And that's what he's saying. That's the sense that he is those things. He is those things in the sense that he's the ashraya of those things.
Okay, that means tayoho ashrayatvena sthitaha.
Yeah, I think it's tasya because I think it's talking about the prakasha itself. Not
Yeah,
tasya. And arka.
Yeah, tasya ashrayatvena.
And same thing with the other one for the rasa.
Okay, Prakash Rupaya Vibhutya Saha, let's say Saha, and Tad Tasya Prakashasya Ashritvena. So Krishna is situated as the shelter of Prakasha along with Prakasha, something like that. Prakash Rupaya Vibhutya Tadashritvena Sthitaha.
I think because it's also in Tritiya, and it's a gloss of the Tritiya that's used in Prakasha Rupaya and Vibhutya. So he's saying, Prabhasmi Chandrerke Cha Stitoham Ityartha. I'm situated in those things in the form of Prakasha, basically. Prakasha Rupaya, Vibhutya, in the form of the Vibhuti called prakasha. And then he's glossing further. I am the shelter of that vibhuti. Tad ashrayattvena stitoham ityartha. The meaning is I'm the shelter of that power. Basically, like it's my power. So in that way, that's how I'm situated in the sun and the moon.
Okay.
And because that
Evam,
makes sense with vibhuti, because we know that Krishna has vibhutis. So when he introduces that concept, then it makes sense. He's the shelter of the vibhuti.
okay. Then he says, Evam uttaratra api drashtavyam. So in this way, ahead also it will be seen like this. Sarveshu Vedeshu Vaikhari Rupeshu. No?
Vaikhari is Brahma, I believe.
Brahma?
Oh no, it's one of the types of speech. That's right.
Yeah, some speech. Sarveshu Vedeshu Vaikhari Rupeshu Tanmula Bhutah Pranavah Omkarah Asmi. So amongst all the Vedas, now Vedas here refers to Vaikhari Rupeshu, something which is spoken, or Shrutis basically.
Yeah.
Shrutis.
Tanmula Bhutah Pranavaha, the
Pranavaha.
root of all of those things.
Right. Omkara, I am, Asmi.
Yeah.
Khe Akashe Shabdah Tanmatra Rupah Asmi. In the sky, Shabdah Tanmatra Rupa Asmi. I am the Shabda, sound.
Yeah.
Which
again means his Shabda is my vibhuti.
My vibhuti. Drishu Purusheshu Paurusham Udyamah Asmi. I am the Paurusham.
Prabhupada translates it as ability. I don't know what dhatu it comes from. Basically like strength, or like the manliness, or the
Manhood.
Yeah,
manliness, valor, courage. Yeah, so
I remember Prabhupada translates it as the ability in man. I am the ability in man.
Now the Kalyugites women will say, why Purusham only? Why not Strai something? So Nrishu Purusheshu, because Nrishu is translated as Purusheshu. Like it's like you also know that MAN. When we say MAN, it just means like the male.
Yeah.
And when we say MEN in English, then it means it includes women also.
That's funny. It's Ekashish. Just like I was reading in the book, there's Putrascha Duhitarascha Putraha. So it's
again,
yeah, right. Sons and daughters means children. So men and women, men means men and women.
So,
and even with this Purusha, they'll say, no, we should say people.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of men, we should say people.
But we can see that in every language, it's like that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So, Nrishu Purusheshu Paurusham Udyamasmi. Udyamehi Purusha.
Oh, so Udyama, huh? So he's glossing Paurusham as Udyama.
Udyama.
So that means like ability, huh? Or doing, like the doing, basically. Yeah, undertaking, beginning. So there, Prabhupada says the ability. So it's like he's probably just reading this. The exertion.
Udyamehi Purushaha Tishtanti. because the
Because
men
people are engaged in effort.
or situated in effort, or they are, yeah, by default they are situated in doing or putting
Yeah.
efforts.
They work basically.
They work.
They all strive to something.
Kincha punyo gandha prithivyam cha tejaschasmi vibhavasau jivanam sarvabhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvishu. Punyah avikritah gandha. So punya means
Nice.
the
Nice.
avikrita,
Vikrita means like bad, right?
bad, yeah,
Avikrita means pleasant. Punya
pleasant,
gandha means avikritaha gandha.
in unpolluted.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gandha.
that's better. Yeah, not unpolluted. Because vikrita would literally mean made bad, right?
Right. So gandha tanmatram prithivya. I think it should be prithivyam. No.
I
This
think
is
it's
tritiya only.
shashti, huh?
Tritiya looks like tritiya.
Oh, I see.
Gandha tanmatram prithivya ashraya bhutam aham.
I think with the
Prithivya.
construction, it has to be shashti, though.
Shashti, yeah, Shashti,
Yeah,
right.
because he's saying ashraya bhutam.
Aham.
Divyaha ashraya bhutam.
So I am the mm, the same sense actually, like in the last verse.
Yeah, I'm the shelter of the tanmatra.
Gandha tanmatram prithivya. So yadva or else vibhuti rupena आश्रयत्वस्य विवक्षितत्वात् सुरभि गन्धस्य एव उत्कृष्टतया विभूतित्वात् पुण्यः गन्धः इति उक्तम्. Or else विभूति रूपेण आश्रयत्वस्य विवक्षितत्वात्, because of being the
Stated.
shelter.
What is vivakshita? It's stated, right?
Yes, yeah, stated. Vibhuti rupena ashratasya vivakshitvatvat.
I think it's literally because he's called.
The ashraya of vibhuti rupena ashratasya.
Because being called the ashraya by the
In the form of vibhuti.
I think it means vibhuti rupena is like by saying that it's I think he's just referring to what he said earlier, vivakshitatvat, because it was previously stated by vibhuti rupena in the form of the vibhuti that he is actually the ashraya of the vibhuti. Vibhuti rupena ashrayatvasya vivakshitatvat.
Then surabhi gandhasya eva utkrishtataya vibhutitvat punya gandha iti uktam. So surabhi gandhasya eva utkrishtataya. Surabhi is the nice, pleasant
Fragrance, yeah.
Yeah.
Surabhi gandha.
Yeah, sweet smelling, fragrant,
Yeah.
pleasing. So surabhi gandhasya eva utkrishtataya vibhutitvat punya gandha iti uktam. So punya gandha means the surabhi gandhasya eva utkrishtataya vibhutitvat. So such being vibhuti, like vibhuti which is utkrishta. Yeah, superior. Yeah, utkrishta.
So vibhutatvat because of being the vibhuti, due to the utkrishtata, the superiorness or like prominence of the Surabhigandha, of like a nice fragrance. Surabhigandhasya eva utkrishtaya vibhutatvat punyagandha ityuktam. Basically, he says nice fragrance, because of the prominence of nice fragrance. Surabhigandhasya eva utkrishtaya vibhutatvat. I think he's saying that's why this is considered a vibhuti, because it's, yeah, I don't know exactly.
See, it is saying that like vibhuti rupena ashrayatvasya vivakshitvad, that Surabhigandhasya eva utkrishtaya vibhutitvad. Why Gandha or Punya Gandha is Vibhuti? Because it is Utkrishta.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
I mean, just to break it down.
Yeah, no, the way you said it is perfect. Yeah.
The
So
Punya
because
Gandha is
Surabhigandha is Utkrishta, therefore it is Vibhutitva. It is a Vibhuti. And that is why he said Punya Gandha instead of just Gandha.
Punya Gandha.
Sometimes it's so much easier to not use English for everything.
This such how do you say, formations are a little difficult.
Yeah, it's getting
The way-
easier though, no? Especially with that book and like seeing exactly, it's helped me a lot seeing the formations and how they use them.
So anyhow, tatha vibhavasau agnau. The word is vibhavasu, right? Vibhavasu.
Yeah, that's another word for fire in the
Amarkosha. Tatha vibhavasavagnau yat tejah sahaja dipti tadaham. Similarly, in the fire, I am the yat teja sahaja the teja, the dipti prakash, illumination.
Yeah.
I am
Brilliance, basically. Teja.
Brilliance, teja. Sarvabhuteshu jivanam pranadharanam.
What is sahaja? Sorry.
Sahaja is like sahaj, natural.
Oh, sahaja dipti. So the natural
feminine
brilliance or light in the fire.
Sarvabhuteshu. We were discussing this yesterday. Sahajanitam. So, what is one devotee asked, what is Sahajanit? What is Nate? What is Anit?
Naturally anit. Yeah.
Naturally anit. But actually, interestingly, Sahajanit literally translates into like naturally anit.
Yeah.
Like the 8 shlokas we have, Anit Gana.
Uh-huh.
But also I got at one particular place, like for example, Swarati Suyati Dhonyadit Etva. And by that particular sutra, some dhatus, they are made optionally, like made weight.
Yeah.
And when we decline such weight dhatus, and when it comes to declining the the net paksha of that dhatu, then there also the sutras applicable to Sahaj Anit dhatus are applicable.
That makes sense because it's not circumstantially anit. It's like there, you know what if I like see it on our graph, it's like both options exist simultaneously. Whereas if we have like, let me think. Where is a place where we like
Like for example, that Shidhu, Shastra Mangalya Cha.
yeah, but those I'm thinking of a counterexample though.
Okay.
Sustu dhunbhya itsau padapade. So that we bring it circumstantially when we have C following in Bhutesha basically, and it's in Padapada. So that's not Sahajan, it's just a circumstantial it, and that happens. Yeah. And so we don't treat those like Sahajan it, but with the Vait Dhatus, it makes sense to me because it's like both are existing simultaneously, It's not that like you start with the Dhatu that is
right.
it and then you make it unit, but the sutra is just pointing out that actually these are both.
Okay, so yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So, सहज सर्वभूतेषु जीवनं प्राणधारणम् आयुः अहमिति अर्थः. I am the age, ayu, of ayu is
that life, right?
Yeah, the life actually. Life.
Here it means life. Jivana, ayu.
Amongst all living entities, which holds the prana.
Yeah, prana dharanam.
Dharanam. Basically, the holder of prana. Tapasvishu, vanaprasthadishu.
Like living in the forest.
Tapasvishu vanaprasthadishu dvandva sahana rupam tapah asmi. Dvandva sahana rupam tapah. Wow. I am the austerity amongst the ascetics, like the vanaprasthis and so on. And that tapa is dvandva sahana rupa. It Dvandva sahana rupa.
I don't understand dvandva here.
Dvandva, the dualities.
Oh, dvandva sahana. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the form of tolerating duality.
Such tapa.
Reverses.
Yeah, reverses would be.
Prabhupada would say reverses. Yeah.
Reverses. So dvandva sahana rupam tapa asmi.
Because when you live in the forest, you deal with hot and cold, you deal with hunger, all these things. Thirst.
Bijam mam. Anyhow. Sarvabhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejas tejas vinam aham. Sarvesham chara acharanam bhutanam बीजम सजातीय कार्य उत्पादन सामर्थ्यम सजातीय कार्य उत्पादन सामर्थ्यम सनातनम नित्यम उत्तरोत्तर सर्व कार्येषु अनुस्यूतम तदेव बीजम मद विभूतिम विद्धि न तो प्रति व्यक्ति विनश्यत.
सामर्थ्यम उत्पादन.
Okay.
What is Sajati Arya? I understand Utpadana Samarthyam. I'm the capacity to generate or generating capacity. Utpadana Samarthya.
Sajatiya Karya.
Of the causes, or I mean of the effects. Sajatiya.
Bhutanam Bijam. Bijam refers to Sajatiya Karya.
Yeah, the Bijam means the Samarthyam, right? Samarthyam, Utpadana Samarthyam of these effects, which are Sajatiya. What is Sajatiya? Jati is like a class.
Homogeneous, resembling.
Oh, of similar, okay. Like in any particular class, Sajati Karya Utpadana Samarthyam. I am the capacity for generation in a particular, so like basically like procreation.
It means like if a Kshatriya procreates, then a Brahmana won't be born. It will be a Kshatriya only.
Yeah.
Sajatiya.
Yeah.
So Sajati Karya Utpadana Samarthyam Sanatanam Nityam Uttarottara. Sanatam is Nityam, which is Uttarottaram. Sarva Karyeshu Anusuyutam. Anusuyutam is like interlinked.
Yeah.
So
eternally. Always Nityam Anusuyutam Uttarottara Sarva Karyeshu. In all subsequent effects, I am interlinked through all of those things.
Tadeva bijam mad vibhutim vidhi. You should know bijam mad vibhutim vidhi. That bija to be my vibhuti.
Yeah.
Natu prati vyakti vinashyat. Prati vyakti is a word. Prati ansh. Prati vyakti.
Yeah, what dhatu is vyakti coming from?
Vyakti is anshagato. It should be anshagato. Anja, it's anja here. Anja.
So maybe just look up prati anja. Prati anja. Adorned.
Prati vyakti. There is no vibhakti also here.
Yeah, that's strange.
Natu prati vyakti. Vyaktim.
Vyaktir.
Vyakti vinashyat. Natu prati.
What is it in the verse?
It's just.
I
think it's connected with Sanatana. Looks like Vinashyat Sanatanam. Because Sanatanam it says Na Vinashyat, so looks like connected with Sanatanam. Natu.
So destroyed, huh? Because Vyakti is like manifested, Prati Vyakti would be like opposite, and therefore he's saying Vinashyat.
Then it means
to be Sanatana, which means rather not, never destroyed, eternal.
But then what would be Prati Vyakti?
Unmanifest, or like if Vyakti means manifest and Prati means like counter manifest, you know? So like the opposite of manifest. Vinashyat is a neuter participle, right? Present participle. Vinashyat 3. Bijam Vinashyat is 1-1. Or rather 2-1. Yeah, because bijam is the object. It's in the accusative. Because vidhi.
Natu prati vyakti vinashyat.
Oh, that makes sense also. Because prativyakti is neuter. So it's, what is that? The Shavadara Amshasur Haraha Haramaharaha.
No, that one. Brahmata Swamor Mahara.
Brahmata Swamor Mahara. Yeah. So that's why it doesn't have Because the bijam
Hmm.
is prativyakti. No, it's not prativyakti.
Mhm.
Which means not no vinashya.
Okay.
Huh.
तथा बुद्धिमतां बुद्धिः प्रज्ञा अहम अस्मि. Similarly, I am the buddhi, intelligence of the intelligent
Yeah.
people,
Wisdom, pragya.
wisdom, and tejasvinam pragalbhanam tejah pragalbhyam aham. What is pragalbha? Pragalbha also has this negative meaning.
Yeah.
Proud, arrogant. Pragalbha.
Here it means like resoluteness,
Hmm.
because we're talking about the tapasvis,
Galbha dharshti.
like determination.
So I'm the Tej of Tejasvis. Hmm.
Or the pragalbhya of the pragalbhas.
They don't say cha here, Shridhar Swami. So it says the gloss, I believe.
Yeah, it's a gloss.
Hmm. So I'm the Tej of the Tejasvis, the luster, maybe, or Teja could be many things,
Yeah, like power.
power and of the powerful. Let's say then Tejasvis,
Yeah.
Tejasvina, Tejasvina. Aham iti artha. You need to go, right?
Yes, I do. Okay.
Yeah, then we can continue tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.